We were supposed to be honoring state champions in field hockey and soccer tonight, but those state finals were postponed, all of them, until tomorrow. But the weather had no impact on the volleyball finals, and that's where we start tonight. Channel 3 sports reporter Elliot Polikoff has our first story.
The high school girls volleyball state championships had a familiar feel to them, with 4 out of the 8 teams competing in last year's state title games. But 3 out of those 4 were hoping for a different result this time around. One of those teams was the Amity Spartans, who lost last year to Greenwich 3-1. Great turnout by the Spartans fans. This year they faced Darien, and the first game went down to the wire. Game point for Amity, Abigail Harbinson with the kill, and Amity takes the first game 27-25. To game number 2 we go, and once again, another nail-biter. 25-24 Spartans game point. Darien can't handle the serve, and Amity is up 2-0. Darien fought back to take the third game, but Amity too strong in the end. The Spartans win it in 4. They are the Class LL champs. It is their first title since 2003.
Working on this for a couple of years, and every time we get closer and closer. A couple of years ago it was the quarters, then the semis. Last year we made it to the finals, so it's an unbelievable feeling right now. Shifting to the Class L championship game, a battle of the top 2 seeds, Joel Barlow and Woodstock Academy. The Centaurs lost to Ram in last year's state championship game. They got off to a hot start in this one. Natalie Lowe showing off the touch, and she was helped by a Joel Barlow mistake there. Woodstock takes game 1, 25-21. Game 2, more of the same. Woodstock wins it 25-20, and they are knocking on the doorstep of a state title. But in the end, Joel Barlow rallies and wins it in 5 games. A tough loss for Woodstock, but still a great season for them. In Class M, Seymour, the top seed, taking on Weston. The Wildcats dropped the first set, but they bounced back in style. Catherine Reganey sealing game number 2 for Seymour. Game number 3, more of the same for the Wildcats. Mackenzie Sirowitz, she is only a freshman, pretty impressive right there, getting it done. And the Wildcats, they had all the momentum late in this one. They win game 4, 25-12, and they capture another state title.
We were just so excited. It was just like a blur. It's so hard to believe. This win is very big for our school. This is our second state championship, our second in our high school career, so it's a big deal.
And last but not least, the Class S championship between Coventry and Lyman Memorial, a rematch of last year's state title game that Coventry won. And you know the Bulldogs looking for some revenge tonight. But it's the Patriots that got off to a nice start in this one, taking the first set 25-12. From there, though, you got to give a lot of credit to Lyman Memorial. They never gave up. Helen Megson with a nice touch to even things up at 1 game apiece. Lyman Memorial wins game 3, 25-22. They then win game 4, 26-24. And for the second time in 3 years, the Bulldogs are state champs. That'll do it for me from East Haven High School. I'm Elliot Polikoff, Eyewitness 3 Sports.